good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you're situated on this great, big, beautiful blue globe floating through the void of Yah's creation. It's time once again for the WTF Reports. I'm your host, vonKleist, going after the mainstream media because they're just not telling you the whole story. In fact, they're lying to you. And as a matter of fact, because of that,
you won't be trusted anymore.
What a world we're living in, huh? It's crazy. It's a clown show. And today's broadcast is going to be focusing in on three things: AI, data centers, flock cameras. Okay, now right now the big topic on everybody's lips right now are the flock cameras. And they are tied into AI. Okay, and those AI is tied into the data centers. So we're going to connect a few dots and get started. But before we do, I want to remind you that this broadcast is brought to you in part by the Wave Watch. And I want to share with you the Wave Watch is Tesla technology that was refined by Royal Raymond Rife. Now, we know that frequency is everything. I'm wearing a Wave Watch right now. As a matter of fact, let me show it to you. I don't know if you can hear this or not. I don't know if you can hear that. Yeah, those are frequencies. And this Wave Watch is throwing frequencies right into my body. You see, your body is 80% water, and sound travels through water a lot farther. And let's see, it's like the whales. You know, the whales can sing and they make their noises, and it goes hundreds of miles through the ocean. Well, your body's the same way. Sound travels so much farther in water than it does through the atmosphere, and a lot faster as well. So our bodies are 80% water, which means that this frequency is going into my body, and my whole body can hear it. So the point here is that frequencies will help to make your cells proliferate. They make them healthy. It also can go after bad bugaboos, pathogens and stuff like that. So if you'd like to check out the Wave Watch, I invite you to go to our website, and that's right there, TheWTFReports.com. And when you, let me see, I'll refresh it because there's a pop-up that comes up, and here it comes, bang, there it is. And when you click on that, it takes you to the Wave Watch, and that's where that pops in. So sound impacts your body. There's all the science here, and as a matter of fact, this guy right here, Dr. Brian Artis, he's using a Wave Watch. So is Katie Wells, Dr. Motley, and I also hear that Jane Halper Hayes is using it as well. So that said, all right, so check it out. Go to our website, TheWTFReports.com, and check out the Wave Watch. Okay, where do I get started? The topic of discussion on a lot of people's lips right now are the flock cameras. They're popping up all over the country. And they say it's for your safety. It's to solve crime, etc., etc. But that technology is being very, very misused. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go through a bunch of different clips that I've got here, and because they're popping up not just along the highways, but they're popping up in public parks. They're popping up on sidewalks. It's not just to follow the cars and identify license plates. No, that's what they're telling you. Okay, but the bottom line here is that they're showing up all over the place. As a matter of fact, they're putting them on garbage trucks, moving around the neighborhoods. Check this out.
This keeps getting worse for Florida. If you live in Charlotte County, I was just told that they're planning on implementing this. It's a camera that I guess sits on top of the freaking garbage trucks, and it just scans for permits. And if you have an active permit, and oh my gosh, there's a new window on your house, it looks like you might have replaced your roof. Like, what the So we have flock cameras that watch our every move. We have data centers that are holding the information. And now we have garbage trucks that are watching our homes for permits. What?
Yeah, watching your homes. That's right. If you didn't have, your yard cleaned up, you've got a big pile of brush there that they think might be a fire hazard. Or as she pointed out, if you're putting a new window in your house and you didn't get a permit, well, gosh, they can find out about that. Anyway, they're also, like I said, putting it on, let me see, garbage scans. Let me see. Here we go.
This keeps getting worse for Florida.
Check this out. Violation, overgrown grass. Violation, construction debris. Violation, unpermitted addition. Yeah, this is what they're doing. Okay, the GA, the Homeowners Association, the HOA, boy, they're plugging right into all this stuff so that they can fine you. So is it about your safety, or is it about control? Is it about revenues? Well, there's a lot of reasons why people are saying that this is not a good idea. It's being misused. As a matter of fact, people are being stalked by the very people who are supposed to protect your privacy. Check this out.
9 more officers arrested for using flock cameras to intimidate and stalk citizens. This brings the total to 21 officers arrested for this.
Just yesterday in Greene County, a deputy was arrested and fired. Quenisha Goss accessed flock data for personal reasons multiple times over the course of 3 months without law enforcement justification. A similar story in South Georgia. 5 Albany officers were arrested on Monday. You see their names listed there. The GBI says an internal audit found that the officers used the flock system multiple times for non-law enforcement purposes. All of those officers have been fired. And just a few weeks ago in Cherokee County, our own Atlanta News First investigation found these 3 deputies have been fired for allegedly misusing flock. Sergeant Mike Creedon, Lieutenant Chris Ryan, and Deputy Cynthia Jodeci were all charged earlier this week.
And let me remind you, these are only the ones that we know about. These are being investigated. People are finding that this is happening in other towns as well.
Yeah, it's happening all over the country. So that was in Albany, Georgia. Let's take a little trip to California. What's going on in California?
LAPD says that it helps them in tracking down suspects involved in a crime. Now, some people in the community like that surveillance. Others say that it violates their privacy. LAPD says that concern is what led to its decision.
Well, this contract's not being renewed because of serious concerns around civil liberty and civil rights issues, particularly around privacy and the data that's being collected from these cameras. So the LAPD had to make a difficult decision of continuing, in this case discontinuing, using flock services until we can get those data, privacy, security, and sharing concerns ironed out through a contractual relationship.
LAPD's contract with Flock ends tomorrow, and their tech department is not sure if the cameras will still be recording. LAPD doesn't own the cameras. In many cases, they are owned by organizations and homeowners associations who have allowed police and the city to have access to them. Now, LAPD says it is having ongoing conversations with the company in revising the agreement. They want updated language around privacy and the storing of data to be included in this new agreement. I've reached out to Flock for a comment about this, and I am still awaiting a response.
Still awaiting a response. Now, again, it was really important that he pointed out that the county or the state does not own these flock cameras. They've been contracted. So the people who are behind the contracts, they're not necessarily restrained by the Constitution, are they? And this is one of the problems that we've had with privatizing everything. When you privatize what was previously a government position or government responsibility, the government has to abide by the Constitution. But when you privatize it, it doesn't necessarily apply. And this is going on all across the country. Okay, let's see. That was in Auburn, I think it was. Yeah, let me see. I got a whole bunch of them here. Let me see. Here's in Auburn, California. Check this out.
We're not trying to hide them. They're just there in order to help with our investigative leads.
Auburn normally has 12 in the city. Now they're down 2.
Based on our research so far, it looks like it was on April 26th.
That's when Sergeant Joe Almeida says the 2 cameras on Nevada Street and Marguerite Mine Road near Highway 49 were stolen. Officers found the poles that the cameras were mounted on empty and the cords cut. Both cameras were later found in a nearby canal.
So they're completely destroyed. They were completely submerged in the water, so we're unable to recover those cameras. But we're partnering with Flock to get them replaced.
The Placer County Sheriff's Office says one of its cameras was also stolen the same morning in the same area. That one hasn't been recovered. Why do you think someone would want to take those down?
Based on what we've seen, if you pay attention to nationwide, there's a big uproar in regards to cameras, government overwatch. So when you look at it from that standpoint, they're thinking Big Brother's paying attention to them 24/7, 7 days a week. But in theory, what we're looking for is intel gathering for wanted subjects, missing persons, things like that. We're not out there looking for anybody every single day.
As for who took these cameras, Almeida says they have footage of the suspect, but they're still working to find them.
So again, we're getting reports all over the country that people are very upset with these. As a matter of fact, people have taken justice into their own hands, and they're starting to destroy or disable a lot of these flock cameras. And this is going on all over the United Kingdom as well. People understand that this truly is an invasion of your privacy, and here in this country, it's a violation of our Fourth Amendment right of privacy to our papers and effects. So anyway, and this is snowballing. Now, again, this is something that's happening all over the country. You've already heard one instance of where some of the police are using this for their own benefit. Hypothetically, conspiratorially. If you've got some corrupt police officers who, let's say, are on the side and they're involved in either drug trafficking or, God forbid, child trafficking, they might want to just monitor people and here's a lovely woman with her daughter. Oh, okay, let's follow her around. And you can see where this is going. Okay? So, let's carry on. There's so much more to get into. Let's see. There's in Florida. Florida, let me see if I did this clip already. I got so many, I'm losing track of them. Let's go to Florida and check out what's going on with the flock cameras down there.
Very interesting things that we are exploring right now with AI. Code has already looked at a software that will put cameras on trash trucks that drive up and down every single street. And that software has the ability to identify bad roofs, broken windows. We could easily, if we deploy this, we could look at saying, tell us when there's construction material at the curb. Because if someone's got an entire tub in a kitchen at their curb, it's likely they're doing a remodel that needs a permit. So we're not there yet. We've demoed it and we've looked at it. The issue then becomes, well, what if we get 3,000 of them a week? Then we don't even have a manpower issue to resolve. So we're exploring how to best deploy it, figuring out what the costs are. But there are some very unique and innovative AI software tools that are coming out to help code with some of these issues.
Yeah, AI tools to help them out with some of these issues. Now, again, a lot of these flock cameras, they're all tied in to AI. And there's a group out there that are basically trying to alert people about this. And there's an app that you can get. As a matter of fact, let me go over here to my browser. I'll share this with you. And by the way, if you'd like to follow me on X, you can do so at Dave vonKleist, the WTF Reports, right up here, okay? Because I'm posting a lot of this stuff on X, and I'm also I'm getting away from Facebook, and I'm not messing with Instagram or TikTok anymore. But it seems that social media is where a lot of people are getting their news, and it's understandably why. Because reports like you've just seen, some of them are making it onto the mainstream media, but locally. You won't see a story about Auburn, California in Florida, or vice versa. A Florida thing being broadcast in Washington State. Okay, it's all localized news. This is a national news story. This is affecting every man, woman, and child in this country. And the mainstream networks should be carrying this. But the bottom line here is that a lot of people are understanding how deadly serious this issue is. And I'll get to something, having to do, you heard him mention AI. We'll get to the AI connection momentarily. But there is a group out there that is called, DFlock. And you can download the DFlock app. This app makes it easy to view and report AI-powered surveillance cameras, automatic license plate readers, and there's ALPRs, and other surveillance infrastructure near you. So you can get the app, and let's see, I don't know where, you can look it up. Look up DFlock. I'm sure you'll find it. But the bottom line here is you could put it onto your phone, and you can find out where all of these AI cameras, these flock cameras are. And in many communities, there are more cameras than there are traffic lights. Think about that. I mean, there's over 80,000 of these things all over the country. So, I mean, this is really important stuff because Big Brother is most definitely watching you, okay? All right, I want to carry on with some more of the, shall we say, violations of your privacy, okay? There's a trucker who posted the following, and I hope the audio is okay on this. There was a lot of background noise. He was in his truck, obviously. But anyway, check this guy out.
I get called stupid all the time. I get called retard. I get called a moron. I get called numerous names all the time. Dude, you can call me whatever you want. If you guys keep on letting these flock cameras go, they're only going to expand it into your homes. Pretty soon you can't buy a refrigerator without a camera being on it, so they know what you're getting out of a refrigerator. Pretty soon it's going to be your TVs. I mean, your TVs are already monitored by the CIA. That's already been admitted by an ex-CIA agent. Everything in your life electronic will have a camera on it or a microphone on it. And soon after that, you will all be enslaved, and you will have no decisions or choices. You will do what they tell you when they tell you, or you'll be penalized where you can't leave your house. And if you bitch about it, they'll penalize you more. We've been trying to warn you guys about this Agenda 2030 shit for many years, and many of you you laugh it off because you haven't heard it on the news. Well, the news is owned by people that want to destroy you. It's a fact. It saddens me to see our country fall so fast. And it all has to do with AI and social media. And I said, when social media first came out, I'm like, oh, this is awesome. The more I thought about it, I'm like, this is eventually going to destroy us. And here we are. And now they're building these AI data centers like fucking chocolate factories and for fat kids, and they're putting cameras at every corner, at every part, so you can't move without being noticed. You're setting yourself up for 15-minute cities. If you don't know what that is, go look that up. It's like, man, if you guys don't see what's going on, we've got less than, I don't know, maybe 2 years tops to fix this and tear it all down and say no more and find out who's responsible for all this and get them out of our society. Send them out of an island and give them no boat. They can fend for themselves. I'm not telling you to do any harm to anybody. I wouldn't do that. But I'm telling you to take care of business. If you don't start standing up for this shit, ladies and gentlemen, you will be slaves. Like, if you thought slavery was bad, this is 1,000 times worse. If you say what I say right now on any social media platform or in public, they'll have microphones everywhere, speakers everywhere, cameras everywhere. If you dare speak out about this system, they will penalize you so bad you'll wish that you were dead. That's a fact. I've looked into this enough, and I don't like it, and there's not enough people standing up. So I hope you decide that you don't want to live your life like that. And you don't want your grandkids and your kids to live their life like that. So you better start standing up, or it's over.
He's right. You better start standing up or it's over. I got to ask you, what do you suppose would happen if Paul Revere were to take his midnight ride today? Do you think people would actually listen? Do you think people would, jump out of bed and join the effort? Or would some of them just call him a conspiracy theorist? Maybe somebody would condemn him for waking up the neighborhood and screaming at the top of his lungs to warn the American people. And I think that's probably where we are right now. Most Americans don't give a damn. And I don't know how you awaken the American spirit. How do you get, the Americans to rediscover their testicular fortitude? It's like they love to sing along. I'm proud to be an American where I get to think I'm free. And I've all but forgotten the men who died to give those rights to me. That's where we're at right now. Either that or you try to explain something to them and they give you the fluoride stare. You might as well be speaking a different language. They don't seem to understand at all how dangerous our situation is right now. And they don't seem to understand that their children and their children's children will curse their apathy and complacency because you have a chance to stand up. You have a chance to fight back against this. But more people are watching FIFA. And now the baseball season is in full swing and the All-Star game, and pretty soon it's going to be football. And let's not forget about the new movies coming out, The Odyssey. Oh, and people want to go see the Disclosure Day movie with Steven Spielberg. This is where America's priorities are all screwed up. And I will tell you, this whole thing with these flock cameras, again, they're not just out there to read license plates. They have the capacity and the ability to scan every person who's in your vehicle, in your car, your truck, or whatever. Not only scan them and identify their faces because they see inside the car, but they also can pick up on the devices that you've got. One of these deals, one of your phones or your laptop or your tablet or whatever. These things are so invasive. And again, it's not just about the cars. These cameras are faced into the walking areas, the public parks. And it's all plugged into AI. This is really important stuff, folks. Anyway, I'd love to get your feedback on it. I'm going to open up the phone lines. I have a few more clips I want to share with you, and hopefully they'll rattle you. It's just like I'm getting rattled now. And I've been at this for, over 30 years, folks. And for those of you who don't know my background, I triple dog dare you to vet me. Dave vonKleist. Go ahead, look. Take a look at how long I've been doing this crap. I took some time out because my head exploded. I realized that there were too few people who actually gave a damn. So I'm hoping that more people today will give a damn. And I'm encouraged because many people all over the country and indeed around the world are seeing the steamrolling encroachment of our rights, not just as Americans, not just, here in the USA, but all over the world. People are starting to see it now. They're seeing the globalist agenda. And we've talked about the many different facets that go into fulfilling their Agenda 2030, which used to be Agenda 2021, which used to be Agenda 2000. They keep pushing the goalposts. But now, the powers that be are scared to death because America and the world are indeed waking up. And because of that, the globalist agenda, and I'm not going to say who or, which country's behind it. Anybody who's been paying attention can get an idea of who's behind it, but I'm not going to go down that road. The point is that the powers that be realize that America and the world are waking up. So as a result, they're stepping up their efforts. They're pushing their goals a little further in the timeline. And when you start to hurry, that's when you start to make mistakes. And the powers that be, the globalist agenda, they're making lots of mistakes right now. And it's up to you and me and everybody else to capitalize on that. We've got to break through this matrix, if you will. Anyway, the phone number here is 215-867-8255 if you'd like to call in. And as a quick reminder, yes, this program is streamed live Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern, which is 11 a.m. Pacific time, a 1-hour broadcast. And you can hear it live at RedStateTalkRadio.com. And there's also several replays. So if you're not listening during those times, you're listening to a replay and you can't call in. However, if you are listening during those times, you can call in because it's live. And the phone number here, again, is 215-867-8255. Going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Get More Tank will save you money every month on gas. Get More Tank is a tablet with active ingredients that adds big mileage to every tank. Made in America, the Get More Tank formula is used by trucking companies and heavy industry. Now the Get More Tank formula is available to you. Get More Tank works in any gas or diesel engine, cleans your engine, lowers emissions, and you'll feel improved engine performance every time you step on the gas. Get More Tank works for cars, trucks, boats, motorcycles, four-wheelers, mowers, and blowers. Hey, if you got an engine, then Get More Tank. Contractors, electricians, plumbers, painters, and lawn service companies, Get More Tank will save you money and extend the life of your engines. If you're an owner-operator running your big rig around the town or across the country, Get More Tank will save you money too. If you're a farmer, all of your equipment can use Get More Tank. A 5-pack on sale at GetMoreTank.com for just $22.22 plus shipping. Use the promo code RedPill101 and get 10% off. Save your money, save your engine, save the earth at GetMoreTank.com. Get More Tank is EPA registered, doesn't void warranties, results vary.
And you can get more tank by visiting our website, TheWTFReports.com. As a matter of fact, let's see, here we go. Let's go to here's the website right here. And if you go up here and click on the sponsors page, right here, it'll take you down to an area where you can click on Get More Tank. And I was just showing you the website, and here it is. As a matter of fact, Andy Stewart, that's this guy right here. He brought this to the general public because Get More Tank has been available in heavy industry for many years. And like I was saying, this stuff actually works. It's not a fuel additive. It's a fuel catalyst. It makes your fuel burn more efficiently. And as a result, you have more power. And that's the first thing you'll notice is when you add one of the tablets to your tank, you'll notice when you hit the accelerator, your car actually goes. And not only that, but, oh, yes, see, I thought I was showing you the browser. There it is. And so not only do you get more power, but your engine runs cleaner. And the kicker is after you run a few tanks with Get More Tank in it, you start to enjoy an increase in your mileage, anywhere between 15 and 20%, depending upon your make, model, year of vehicle, and, of course, your driving habits. So do the math. When you apply the promo code RedPill101, you'll save 10%, which means it costs you $20 for 5 tablets. Right there, it says 5 fuel tablets. Your first application, you put 2 tablets in the tank and you fill it up. After that, it's 1 tablet per tank. So if you spend $20 and you get 5 tablets and you get 20% better fuel mileage, do the math. That means the 5th tank is free. Let that settle in, folks. It doesn't make sense not to use Get More Tank. So go to our website, TheWTFReports.com, click on the sponsors page, and get more tank. There we go. Okay, it's 34 minutes past the hour, whatever hour you're sitting in. These are the WTF reports. And we're talking today about the flock cameras and the insane invasion into our privacy that we're all going to be suffering. And there, like I said, there's like 88,000 of these things all over the country. I got a couple more that I'd like to share with you. Let's see, where is it? Deflock. Okay, let's see. Yeah, okay, here's this clip here.
Flock license plate readers take a time-stamped photo of every vehicle that passes every camera. Police can search your historical travel information for 30 days.
This creates a searchable database of everyone, not just the suspects of crime.
security researcher Ben Jordan.
And it's like if you were to build a graph of that sheet, and plot it to a map, now it's as if you've had a GPS on your car for an entire month.
By your own publications, 700,000 crimes a year are solved with Flock? Flock Safety Chief Communications Officer Josh Thomas.
Reported crimes in America, yeah. So there's a lot more that probably are being helped that aren't being reported. But yes, we have about 700,000 crimes that we are aware of that are being solved in part with evidence that's derived from a Flock Safety device.
In order for that historical data to be of investigative value, you have to track every car for 30 days.
Again, I would challenge you on the word track. Tracking the whole of your movements is very different than knowing that you passed by one specific camera, 24 specific cameras. Those are different things.
And then the examples of tracking that vehicle from location to location to location.
But Flock's own webinars talk about its license plate reader's ability to track vehicles and people.
If you want to know how bad this Flock camera situation is, just watch the first 24 seconds of this video. Flock says its cameras don't track people. Its own training videos say otherwise.
Listen to this.
I watched this. My mouth literally dropped within 24 seconds. I'll play a little bit more for you, but just this first part is wild. Pay very close attention to when he says, this is a police department and these are all the other agencies and departments that it's sharing its information with. It's mind-blowing. It's literally crazy. Watch this.
In Boulder, Colorado, inside a small coffee shop.
The brighter areas are where the really high density of Flock cameras are.
Will Freeman runs the largest police camera tracking system in the nation.
If you click on any of these police departments, it'll show you who they're sharing with. So the lines going outward are the agencies that can access their data directly.
It's called DFlock. The app shows where the cameras are and which way they're pointed. How many cameras have you mapped?
88,970 cameras at the moment.
Why did you want to do this?
The main reason is to show people how invasive this is.
Yeah, the main reason is to show people how invasive this is. And again, it's called DFlock. And I can't applaud that kid more. Okay, we have to call the authorities on the carpet on this one. And again, this is all tied into AI. There was something else I wanted to show you here. Let me see. Where is it? Stock Flock. Okay, let's see. Okay, I tell you what. I'm going to move on. Oh, yeah. Here it is. A Rhode Island police officer, and his name is Noel Picaro. A former police officer in Pawtucket, Rhode Island, and I'm familiar with the area. I used to go down there. There's a really nice beach down there. But he was basically forced to resign because he actually wanted to do his job. Check this out.
Hello, everyone. My name is Noel Pichardo. I'm an ex-cop here in the state of Rhode Island. I'm regrettably an ex-police officer. It's part of the reason why I'm doing one of the strangest things I've ever done, which is talking in front of a camera, in order to inform you all about a concerning trend that's been steadily rising in my state and other states across the country. So in 2021, 2022, my city, the city of Pawtucket, the police department I was a part of, along with other departments in my state, started quietly signing contracts with this new technology called Flock Camera. It's a surveillance system company run by a man named Garrett Langley. He's the CEO and founder of that company. Basically, it's a very sophisticated AI software that uses a camera system to track and monitor every vehicle that goes by the camera lens. It doesn't require a violation. It doesn't require any infraction. It only requires movement. That's it. And it records the make, the model, color, bumper stickers, you name it, of the vehicle that goes by every single one of these camera lenses. They're quite discreet. If you don't know what they are, you won't be able to spot them out. They're basically put on utility poles at the main intersections in your city if you have them. So, to put it bluntly, if you own a car, you're now being tracked. If I could put it plainly, for committing the sin of going to work. This information is shared city to city and even state to state without a warrant. There's no legislation governing this technology. Specifically referring to my state, which doesn't have any legislation governing this technology, even though it's been in use for about 4 years now. And if you're still watching this video, I'm assuming your temper is starting to flare up because it's probably the first time you're hearing about this, which I think is the worst thing about this, in my opinion, is that you, the American citizen, was never notified about this innovation, nor its implementation. Your consent was never required, nor even asked for, or even thought about when your city government was putting up this new technology. For example, the chief of the Pawtucket Police Department, she was confronted by a local reporter on this very question of what gave them the right to put up these cameras without consulting the public. Her response was, so the criminals wouldn't know about it and avoid detection. So
yeah, right.
There you go. That's their best argument about why they felt you, the public, had no right to know about this new innovation being put up in your city. So why am I in the situation that I'm in right now? Why am I talking to you? So when this innovation was first introduced in my city and many other cities in the state, I brought up a lot of the reasonable objections I'm sure a lot of you who already came up with within the first few seconds of this video, which is concerns about privacy, concerns about abuse, and concerns about transparency. Because I brought up all these concerns to that same local reporter that interviewed the chief of the Pawtucket Police Department, and because I brought these concerns to the Government Oversight Committee at my state house, what I got for that was suspensions without pay. I lost my promotion to detectives. I had my character sullied, and all that eventually led to my resignation, which was forced on me. It wasn't my choice, but I had no choice at this point. After I resigned, I was asked to sign an NDA by my department, which I didn't even know was allowed in my profession, but maybe that's just a sign of my ignorance. But I refused to sign that NDA, and as a result, I've become unhireable in my profession. I can no longer be a police officer in my state because, I guess you could say plainly I'm a bit of a rat, if you want to put it that way. But I made peace with that. I made peace with that. I can't do this anymore. I'm not naive. I know how the world works. I know that when you talk about issues that want to still be kept hidden, that the price you will pay for that is you lose your job. It is what it is. Other things have happened, but I promised I wasn't going to use this as an opportunity to rant, and so I'm not going to do that. And I don't share this to do the whole woe is me bit. I simply share it to prove that some nobody patrolman from Rhode Island had his livelihood taken away from him for simply saying, hold on a second, for a technology that we apparently have nothing to worry about, and if you are worrying about it, it's because you have something to hide. The philosophy that this innovation is already grounded on is already proven to be rotten. It's grounded on this idea that you, the citizen, are first and foremost a potential suspect or potential defendant that needs to be tracked and monitored for your safety and for the safety of others. It's the same philosophy that the Soviets and many authoritarian states during the 20th century adopted, and we all know how that worked out for them. It's the same philosophy that the Chinese are currently adopting right now, and they have a similar surveillance system that they're using on their own citizens right now, which is even more egregious. And look, I get it. I want to use the tools that we have in order to capture the guy who steals your mother's car, the guy who's stalking your neighbor's daughter, or one of the guys that shoots and kills one of our young men in our city. I get it. But this isn't the answer. This technology is new, but the philosophy that it's grounded on is nothing new. It's actually quite old. And we've seen it echoed in the worst way throughout the 20th century in Europe, and I don't want it to repeat those same mistakes in our own country. So what do I want? I mean, who cares what I want, I suppose. If you're still watching this video, what do you want? I assume it's the same thing I want, which is to have these cameras taken down or have an intelligent conversation about them at the very least, which wasn't afforded to us before. We were just assumed to submit and go along with whatever our local governments decided. But what do I want right now? What I want right now is very simple. I just want you, the public, to know that these cameras exist and that they were put up without your consent, and I'm going to trust you guys to do the rest with that information.
It's that old saying, if you have nothing to hide, you've got nothing to fear. Yeah, right. And I will also remind you folks that in every case of history, whenever there's a new technology that is developed, the first thing the government wants to do is figure out how to weaponize it, how to use it for control. And that's exactly what's going on with all of these flock cameras. Now, I'm going to change gears just a little bit because also people are talking a lot about AI data centers. Now, there are community, town hall meetings going on all over the country, and hundreds of people are showing up in opposition of these data centers, and well, they should be. But we have to ask, why do these things have to be so big? Why, like for instance, in Utah, they want to build one that's 3 times the size of Manhattan Island. What do they need all that computer hardware for? There's a lot of data that, of course, they're going to have to coordinate. So if we've got these data centers going on in all over the country, is it possible? Let's get conspiratorial about this, because we conspiracy theorists are batting 1,000. And if you're going to say conspiracy theory, raise your hand and slap yourself with it. You've got to wake up. These data centers are all going to be coordinating all of the information that they're getting, not just from the flock cameras, but from all the other technology that they got. Your smartphones, your smart refrigerator, your smart TV, even your Roomba. I mean, everything, like that trucker said a while ago, there are cameras and microphones in so many of these different devices that we don't even know about. So you have to ask the question, how are they going to assimilate all that data? Okay, how do they coordinate? Well, obviously, if they're all connected into a data center, they're going to need all that computing power, right? And why would they have to have all that computing power? To coordinate. So I tell you what, I'm going to put a smile on your face. Of course, this past weekend, we enjoyed our 250th birthday. So let's just change gears a little bit and watch just a little bit of some of the, shall we say, entertainment that was going on last weekend. Now check that out. Those are thousands of drones all coordinated. So cool. Isn't that great? Celebrating America's 250th birthday with all the drones. Yeah, I think in that particular show they had 2,500 drones, and these drone shows were going on all over the country. Now ask yourself, do you think they had 2,500 drone operators working the joysticks? I don't think so. They were all coordinated, obviously, by a computer. A central computer that was coordinating thousands of receivers to basically create those graphics in the sky. Now, that's just a little tiny portion of the amount of computing power that would be needed to go on a national scale. Okay? Now, think about this for a second. We've got these data centers going up all over the country, and obviously they are all going to be coordinated and communicating with each other, especially if all the flock cameras and all the other devices, listening and watching devices, are all plugged in. Because it's not, like I said, it's not just the flock cameras, it's also your smart devices. They're all going to be plugging in to be coordinated, shall we say. Now, put that idea on hold. If they need all this computing power to take a look at all these, what did the kids say? It was over 88,000 flock cameras all over the country, and that's at last count. They're going up left and right willy-nilly all over the country. By now it's probably 90,000. I don't know. But the bottom line here is that if all that information is going to be plugged into AI, which is plugged into each other all over the country, okay, you add that to the possibility about coordinating all those drones to do all those graphics in the sky. All right? Consider this. Now, I'm going to have you think outside the box on this one. Post it on the internet, and you can search this. Look for Kung Fu robots. Yeah, China was putting out a display of their robotic capabilities with a bunch of Kung Fu kids. Now, keep in mind that we've all been watching the development of robotics over the past decade. Remember Sophia, the robot with the woman's face, and, all stiff, oh, yes. I'm Sophia, They love showing you all the clunky, weird-looking robotic stuff like that. But now they're starting to come out and show you how sophisticated these robots have become. Let's check this out. Look at how perfectly synchronized they are. Fell down. Wow. Look at the synchronization. Absolute perfection. Now check this one out. Here's a big, tall robot. Now that's a big, tall guy. Okay, now check that out. Now, all the other robots that were about the size of the kids, maybe 5 feet tall. And then the big, tall robot came out, obviously a different model, okay? So, let's think outside the box, folks. How do you suppose all those robots got so perfectly coordinated and synchronized? Obviously, they were all plugged into a computer. There weren't a bunch of guys with joysticks in the back on the side of the stage operating those robots. Those robots were plugged into AI. Whoa. Think about this, folks. If they can program robots to dance around a stage and do really intricate, perfectly synchronized kung fu or tai chi or whatever moves, what else do you suppose those robots can be plugged in to do? Watch this.
系统是人工系统。
Notice it's the same model as the dancing kung fu robots.
AI 技术的快速发展与军用机器人的大量出现，正在深刻改变着未来战争的形态。根据相关报道，
You guys better wake up. This is what's coming. Are you scared yet? Are you awake yet? What do I have to do to shake and wake it? Does it take an earthquake? I should probably play that song I did years ago, Gotta Wake Up. Maybe I'll do that next time. I didn't cue it up. Folks, we have a very, very serious problem on our hands. And that's why I said on the outset of this broadcast, it's the flock cameras, it's AI, it's the data centers. And they're coordinating all those. I'm sure it's for your benefit, for your safety. Is it? Is it? No, they want absolute, total dictatorial control. And no, this is not conspiracy theory. Just look at the track record. It's deeds and not words, folks. I don't know what it's going to take to get folks to stop what they're doing. Drop what you're doing. Get on the phone. Call your congressman. Call your senators. Stop the AI data centers. Stop them. Stop the flock cameras. We are marching right into a dystopian nightmare that once this is established, there will be no escape. Oh, and then you have to put in the digital IDs and, of course, the CBDCs. The get rid of the cash. All of money. Oh, okay, let's take the phone call. Okay, let's see. I only got a couple of minutes left. I had one more clip I wanted to show you. Go ahead, caller. Welcome to the show. Who are you and where are you calling from?
It's Mike, Connecticut.
Hey, Mike, how you doing? You only got about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. Go for it.
You live such an isolated world. America Got Talent has been showing the drone flying information for 2 or 3 years, and one of them almost won. And so that's a regular thing. And then they've also have robots come out who are being led by the actual engineers from the robot factories, and they come out and do dancing.
Yeah.
And they do synchronized dancing.
Yeah.
You haven't seen any of that.
I've seen them. I could have pulled it up from from America's Got Talent, but I figured I would show the Chinese version of that. That's why I like the Kung Fu thing, because they're so perfectly coordinated.
No, they're not. Look, do a deeper dive, because there's videos of these Japanese ones beating up little kids with the Kung Fu.
Wow.
And they crash. They're out there, they're doing a demonstration, and they trip on a stair and they totally fall down and go crazy.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they're getting better at that. Yeah. But I'll tell you what.
Tons of videos like that. So, but this is on TV all the time. America's Got Talent. People come in with this stuff all the time.
Yeah, but not everybody watches American Got Talent. You know, I'm sharing stuff that maybe some people haven't seen. As a matter of fact, while you're talking, I'm going to show a video here of the rubber masks. I'm sure you've seen the rubber masks that people, they've got, people that look like Joe Biden, et cetera, et cetera. Here's a guy that's wearing a rubber mask, and the rubber mask is so well done. I mean, a close-up of his face shows the pores and little moles and maybe even a little stubble from a beard. And the thing is, it's all rubber. And the reason I'm pointing this out is because if they can take these rubber masks and put them on people, they can put them on the robots too. You could be walking down the street.
Yep.
You could be walking down the street. You think that the guy walking next to you is a human being, but he's actually a robot. This is craziness. This is nuts. I mean, this is where we're going. And yeah, I suppose I've been living a sheltered life, but because I don't watch a lot of the mainstream, shows like American Ninja or America's Got Talent and stuff. Yeah, I'll catch it once in a while, but I'm a news hound, and I just wanted to put this stuff out there. And by the way, we're almost out of time. So anyway, you got anything else in the next 20 seconds?
No, I just drew a blank. I did, but I just drew a blank.
All right, Mike, I got to let you go.
You got 10 seconds left?
Go ahead.
Okay, other than some of the stuff that you're finding on Next when you played one, is just people with opinions, and they have no actual facts of the data that they're talking about. So they're talking about the flock. But, what's their source? I'm still stuck on that. What's their source?
We can't wait for you to finally discover that the things you did can be done to you.
All right, folks, just going to wrap it up for today's installment of the WTF Reports. If you're watching on Rumble or listening on Rumble or Facebook or YouTube or whatever, you know what you do. Click like, share, subscribe, above above all else, word of mouth. Tell everybody
See the faces turn white as the people unite. Watch the roaches take flight as you turn the light. You won't be trusted.
Baseball caps, help us to pay the bill. All right, that's going to do it, folks. We're right out of time. God bless you all. Until next time, stay safe, stay free, and God willing, I'll be back tomorrow.
Be trusted.
Mm.